Okay, let's unpack this. You ever get that feeling where your wallet just seems to, well, evaporate?
Oh, absolutely.
Like the moment payday hits, it's this mad dash, rent, bills, that a forgotten online subscription you swore you canceled.
Yeah.
And suddenly your wallet's just gasping for air. Like it just ran a marathon it definitely didn't sign up for.
It really does feel like that sometimes.
And saving money. For so many of us, it feels a lot like saying no to pizza.
Yeah.
It kind of hurts, doesn't it?
It does. It's a really common financial tension, that sort of constant push and pull.
Right.
Our modern lives, they almost feel designed to keep our purses lean, you know?
Yeah.
Almost no matter how much we actually earn.
Exactly. But what if I told you that the secrets to like navigating this whole financial maze, the actual timeless wisdom to build real wealth, can be found not in some fancy new app or, complex market strategy, but in parables from a 4,000-year-old city.
Okay, I'm listening. Babylon, right?
Yes. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the richest man in Babylon. And look, this isn't some dry economics textbook.
No, definitely not.
It's this tiny, compact book, but it's just packed with powerful, practical money lessons. No finance degree needed here.
Just ears, maybe a bit of humor.
And some ancient wisdom that's, frankly, kind of astonishingly relevant today.
Well, what's truly fascinating about this book, George Clason wrote it back in 1926, but said it way back in ancient Babylon, is how it boils down these big financial ideas into simple, memorable stories.
Totally.
So our mission today, I guess, is to pull out the most important, like the most timeless nuggets of financial insight from this classic.
And to make them super simple, relatable.
Funny, hopefully.
Yeah. And immediately useful for your life right now. We're going to try and translate that ancient wisdom into modern, everyday examples.
Because let's be real, our relationship with money, fundamentally, it hasn't changed that much in thousands of years.
That's the amazing part. So ready to dig into these financial fundamentals? The book lays out what it calls the 7 cures for a lean purse.
Ooh, I like that. Cures sounds like a prescription.
Pretty much. A timeless prescription for getting your financial health in order.
Okay, so where do we start? What's cure number 1?
It begins with a principle that sounds really straightforward, but it kind of flips the usual script.
Which is?
Pay yourself first.
Ah, yes. The classic.
The book's core idea here is just profound in its simplicity. A part of all you earn is yours to keep.
And that phrase, yours to keep, is key. It doesn't mean yours to keep until the bills come due.
Exactly. Before you pay the landlord, before Netflix gets its cut, before that gym membership you swore you'd use this year, you absolutely must pay yourself. We're talking about setting aside minimum 10% of every single bit of income you get.
And I know what people are thinking.
Right. The immediate reaction. But I'm barely making ends meet. How can I possibly save 10%?
Yeah, I'm too broke to save.
But the book flips that right around.
Yeah.
It basically suggests, nah, man, you're broke because you never save. You're struggling not because you don't earn enough necessarily, but because you don't consistently keep some of what you earn.
It's a huge mindset shift, often really counterintuitive for people. Arcad, the richest man in Babylon himself, he's the prime example.
Tell us about him.
Well, he started out as just a humble scribe, making okay money, but always broke, always struggling to save anything.
Sounds familiar.
Right. It was only when this wealthy moneylender, Algamish, gave him that advice, diligently set aside a 10th part of everything you earn, specifically 10%, that Arcad's whole financial life turned around.
Wow.
So it really drives home that this isn't about luck or starting rich. It's about the habit, the discipline, applied consistently no matter what your income level is.
Such a fundamental truth, but so easy to overlook.
Oh.
Okay, that brings us to cure number 2.
Let's hear it.
Control your spending. Or, as I like to think of it, the great want versus need showdown.
Ha! I like that too.
The book drops a pretty brutal but honest truth bomb here. We are constantly confusing our wants with our needs.
All the time.
It says, what each of us calls our necessary expenses will always grow to equal our incomes unless we protest to the contrary.
That is such a critical observation. It explains why, you get a raise and suddenly you need more stuff. Your expenses just expand to fill the space.
Totally. Our desires are just,
Well,
they're endless by nature.
yeah.
And they absolutely have to be managed.
The book really hammers this home, the discipline of figuring out what you genuinely need to live and thrive versus what you just want for like a fleeting moment of happiness.
Exactly. Like you need food. Absolutely. Do
Yeah.
you need that $9.50 artisan coffee with the organic oat milk foam and edible glitter?
Probably not neat in the same way.
Right. You need shelter. Do you
Okay.
really need 3 different streaming services just so you can rewatch The Office for the 10th time?
Uh-oh. Hitting close to home there for some folks, maybe.
Hey, no judgment.
Yeah.
But your wallet, sometimes it feels like it has more exit doors than a shopping mall during a fire sale.
That's a good analogy.
So the path forward, it sounds simple, but it takes effort. Make a budget. Track your spending, like really track it.
Yeah.
And then be ruthless. Cut out the wants that aren't actually getting you closer to your real financial goals.
Which leads us very naturally into the third cure.
Okay, what's next?
Make your gold multiply. So saving is step one, absolutely essential. But the book is super clear. Real wealth building comes from investing.
Right. It's not enough just to hoard it.
Exactly. It says put each coin to labor so that it may reproduce its kind. Money just sitting under your mattress, or even in a basic savings account, it basically dies of boredom, as the book puts it.
Yeah, it's like having this amazing employee on your team, but you've just got them sitting in the corner playing Minesweeper all day.
Precisely. You need to put that money to work. Let it earn more money for you.
So what does that look like?
Well, investing in things that have the potential to grow over time. Maybe that's, well-diversified mutual funds, maybe helping fund a promising local business.
Or even investing in yourself, right? Like that skills course that finally teaches you how to use that software properly at work, saving you hours.
Mhm. Absolutely. Think of your money not just as cash, but as an employee. It can be lazy if you ignore it, or incredibly powerful if you train it and put it to work effectively.
Arcad himself uses that great metaphor, doesn't he? About planting gold like seeds.
He does. It's powerful. A single seed won't feed you forever, right?
Right.
But if you plant it, it can grow into a whole harvest. And then you take those seeds, plant them again.
And it multiplies exponentially over time.
That's the power of compounding. Understanding it and harnessing it is absolutely key.
Okay, so we're saving, we're controlling spending, you're making our money multiply. Sounds good. But what about protecting it?
You've anticipated the fourth cure. Guard your treasures from loss.
Makes sense. Building wealth is one thing, keeping it is another.
It's equally vital, maybe even more so. The book states it plainly. The first sound principle of investment is security for thy principal.
Thy principle, meaning the original money you put in.
Exactly. Protect your initial capital. This is where that old saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, becomes like your financial mantra.
Seriously, this is just about basic common sense and a healthy dose of skepticism, isn't it?
It really is. If your friend, the one who still borrows your Netflix password, suddenly has a guaranteed hot stock tip,
Red flag.
or someone's promising you crypto quick riches or how to flip NFTs in 7 days, and maybe you're not even totally sure what NFT stands for.
Non-fungible token. Yeah, I learned something.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe that will stand for no funds tomorrow for your wallet.
Huh? Quite possibly. The book strongly advises seeking advice from people who actually know what they're talking about, who have a proven track record, not just flashy promises.
Like the wise rich uncle advice. Beta, don't listen to Sharmachi. He once invested his life savings in a non-existent alpaca farm.
Exactly that kind of wisdom. Don't take financial advice from people who are consistently broke themselves.
It's obvious, but...
But it happens. The book uses this great parable, The Walls of Babylon.
Okay. How does that fit?
Well, just like the city's strong walls protected its people from invaders and threats. Your strong financial defenses, things like having diverse savings, the right kind of insurance, making prudent, well-researched investments, they protect your wealth.
Against what? Like market crashes, losing your job.
Exactly. Economic downturns, unexpected emergencies, bad investment decisions. It's about building financial walls to ensure the security of your principal, not just chasing the highest possible return at any cost.
Got it. Build walls. Okay, what's cure number 5?
This one combines a couple of related ideas. Make your dwelling a profitable investment and prepare for the future.
Okay, 2 parts. Let's take the first one. Make your dwelling profitable. Does that just mean own a house?
That's definitely part of it. The book simply advises own thy own home. For many people, historically and even now, owning your home can be a really significant, stable financial asset. It builds equity.
And provide stability? Yeah.
But the cure is broader than just buying a house. It folds into that second part, preparing for the future.
Okay. So beyond the house.
It expands into this whole vision of planning ahead for your future needs, for unexpected things. The book specifically says, provide in advance for the needs of thy growing age and the protection of thy family.
So retirement planning,
Yes.
essentially, and maybe life insurance.
Yes. Arcot himself really emphasized setting aside wealth specifically for retirement. It underlines that crucial long-term view of building wealth. It's not just about getting rich quick next week.
It's about security down the road.
Exactly. Building a solid safety net, a foundation for every stage of your life.
That long-term vision is so important, but man, it can be tough to stick to when, the electricity bill is due now. How do you balance that?
Well, it really loops back to those first principles, doesn't it? Pay yourself first. Control your spending.
Oh, okay.
Once you make setting aside that 10% or more automatic, you create a pot of money that can be allocated to those long-term goals, like retirement or saving for a down payment.
So it's about prioritizing future you just as much as present you.
Precisely. You have to treat your future self's needs as seriously as your current bills.
Makes sense. Okay, 6 down, 1 to go. Wait, no, that was 5. 2 more. What's number 6?
Number 6 is one that feels incredibly relevant today. Increase your ability to earn.
Ooh, I like this one. Investing in yourself.
Exactly. The book's timeless reminder here is your brain is your best asset. And also, the more of wisdom we know, the more we may earn.
So true. It's not just about managing the money you have, but about increasing the flow coming in.
This cure really highlights how important continuous self-improvement is. Investing in your own knowledge, your skills, your expertise. That's one of the most reliable ways to boost your income potential.
And the returns can be huge, right?
Often fantastic returns. Learn a new skill. Take an online course, lots are free. Master a craft.
Invest in you. Because once you have really valuable skills, once you become more capable in your field,
then opportunities and money start chasing you instead of the other way around.
That's a powerful shift. It's like building this internal asset that compounds your earning power over your whole career.
It's the ultimate form of, self-capitalization, you could say.
Okay, and the grand finale. Cure number 7.
The 7th cure. Luck favors the prepared.
Okay. Sounds a bit philosophical. How is that practical advice?
The book frames it as very practical. It makes it really clear. Luck isn't about chance. It's about being ready to act when opportunity strikes.
So good fortune isn't just random.
According to Babylon, no. It's consistently earned by people who are proactive, who are prepared, and who are decisive when an opportunity shows up.
Is there a story for this one too?
There is. Arcad talks about a friend who missed out on buying some really valuable land because he hesitated too long.
Analysis paralysis.
Kind of. The friend blamed bad luck, but Arcad gently pointed out, no, it was your hesitation, your lack of preparedness to act. That was the real issue, not some cosmic bad fortune.
It's about recognizing the moment and having the guts and the means to grab it.
Exactly. And there's another great example, the story of Shahan Nedo. He actually rose from being enslaved to becoming wealthy.
Wow. How?
By being incredibly proactive. He constantly looked for and seized opportunities others overlooked, like buying up neglected farmland that nobody wanted, working it diligently, and turning it into a super profitable venture.
So he made his own luck through action.
His mantra was essentially that action takers create their own luck. This principle really drives home that lasting success isn't about waiting for your lottery numbers to come up.
Yeah, or some magical lucky break.
It's about being perpetually prepared, working consistently hard, and then being decisive when those moments, big or small, appear.
When you put all 7 of these together, it paints a really clear picture, even if you feel like you're earning at a snail's pace right now.
Which many people do.
By just diligently saving that slice, controlling the outflow, making it grow, protecting it, investing in yourself, and being ready to act, slowly but surely.
You build your financial mansion.
Yeah. Slowly but surely. It takes patience, consistency, discipline.
Which really brings us right back around to the single most important, most impactful takeaway from this whole book, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. The bedrock. If you remember only one thing from our deep dive today,
make it this.
Here it is. Start saving 10% of whatever you earn. Starting right now, today.
Immediately. Don't wait for the perfect time.
Even if it feels tiny. $10 out of $100, $5 out of $50. The initial amount is less important than starting the habit.
It's the consistency of the habit that builds the foundation. Second nature.
Your whole financial life starts to shift. Maybe subtly at first, but then really powerfully over time.
And the beauty is, like we said at the start, you don't need to be some Wall Street genius or have a fancy degree.
Nope. You just need the discipline, the intention, and maybe a little bit of that ancient Babylonian wisdom.
Because, as Arkad said, wealth grows wherever men exert energy. It's about that consistent effort and directed focus.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
What's that?
Well, if these simple parables from like 4,000 years ago still offer arguably the most profound and straightforward path to financial freedom, what does that tell us about us? About human nature and our relationship with money? It's kind of timeless.
It really is. Maybe.
Yeah.
What modern financial advice are we making way too complicated today?
Ooh, that's a good question. Something definitely worth pondering.
Food for thought.
For sure. And hey, now that you, listener, are setting aside that 10%, maybe we can talk about building your wealth over a nice cup of tea sometime.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll bring the deep dive notes. You bring the cookies. Deal.
A most agreeable deal.
All right. And if you found this chat helpful, please do follow, share it. Maybe save it for that friend or family member who could use a little Babylonian reality check.
Good idea.
We'll catch you in the next deep dive.